Happy New Year! This is the season where we look ahead to try to become better versions of ourselves this year by assessing who we were last year. So I offer you this simple assessment you can do to evaluate your own health as a minister within our network vision. Healthy ministers leading healthy ministries that multiply. Each of these 5 questions are based on initiatives that we were empowered to start for our network in 2021. Let's begin. Question number 1, what did you do to further your own leadership development? We had quarterly Zoom calls that were focused on leadership development last year. We had about 100 ministers involved in those, and 10 ministers attended all 4 for certification. So what did you do? Were you involved in those? Did you attend conferences or seminars, maybe read special books, obtain a mentor or a coach, or even submit to the review of somebody, an authority that you work under? All of these things are great ideas, but the key is that you initiate the process for yourself. Question number 2, did you take a risk and try something new? This stems from my message at Council, where I encouraged us all to do something to help grow the kingdom of God. Don't be like the wicked servant that buried his talents in the sand because he was afraid to fail. Question number 3, how have you worked within a team? We're encouraging all of our ministers in churches to raise up emerging leaders, to find an assistant that you could train to possibly even take your place, that every church would have somebody in our credential pipeline every year. The reason for this is so that we can raise up a new generation of leaders to take our ministry forward in the future, and that we can share the workload to be healthier as ministers ourselves. Question number 4, what did you do to bless your family in ministry? Last year was our great ministers retreat, newly remodeled to be a very family-friendly event. And we had such a great time at Mahoney State Park. It was new. A lot of people weren't able to come because of that. And so if that was you, please plan to be with us again next year, because we all know that you're really not healthy unless your spouse and your children are getting healthy together with you. As I've traveled, I've seen a lot of ministers who aren't always interested in strong connection across our network, but often their spouse and their children are starving for that. And that's one of the great things we provide as a network, is an opportunity to get outside of your bubble and to meet some people that can become lifelong friends of support and relationship. And then finally, question number 5, name a moment that stretched you in learning to live by the Spirit. That's a big question, because I'm praying that for each of us all the time. I have several prayer initiatives that are on our website, and I promote in these type of formats, and I pray these section by section every day for our network. And we just finished a strong credential renewal season, where many of us were wrestling with what we believe and what we practice as Assemblies of God ministers, and that's not a bad thing. But as we do that, I just want to encourage us that our strongest leaning should not be on our own wisdom or on the wisdom of others, or even the experiences that we have in our world. The strongest thing we should lean into is the Spirit of God, praying and saying, God, speak to us and lead us clearly. So take a moment and ask yourself these 5 questions. Don't be discouraged if you have some less than positive answers from last year. Let it compel you to become better in these areas, more intentional in these areas in 2022, because we've got a whole slate of new initiatives as a vision team that we want to bring about for this year to even obtain greater health for our future. One of those initiatives is our Stellify conference in just a few weeks. Sure hope to see everybody there and all of your teams and emerging leaders with you. It's going to be a great time. Until then, walk holy, work hard, and worship Him. God bless.